What's up, Panko fam? Today we're going over exactly how to build your split to tailor it to your goals, your schedule, and your dream physique to maximize your results. Because while pretty much every influencer swears their routine is perfect, the truth is everyone has different goals and different needs. So let's go over how to build your perfect split. Number 1, frequency. Each muscle should be trained about 2 times per week. This can vary. My split that I ran for a while that essentially built my current physique trained each muscle once every 4 days, so twice every 8 days. So while it can vary, it should be roughly twice every week, with at least 24 hours of rest in between training a muscle again. But this can vary drastically depending on your volume. This is why the bro split where you train one muscle per session is not ideal. You don't need a full hour training just chest. All that's doing is making it hard to recover. Training a muscle more often with less volume will lead to significantly more gains than doing a million sets just once per week. If you can only train 3 times per week, I suggest upper, lower, full body, or full body every other day. If you can train 4 days per week, I suggest upper lower. And if you can train 5 to 6 days per week, I suggest push pull legs, Arnold, or some other variation that trains a few muscles per session. But all of these can be adjusted. My point is you should be training each muscle about 2 times per week. Number 2, scheduling what day to train a muscle you want to prioritize. Train the muscle you want to prioritize the day after your rest day. This ensures you have maximum energy. You just spent a full day off, your body is fully recovered, you can absolutely destroy whatever muscle is on that day. Another tip is to train that muscle the day you get the most sleep the night before. For example, if you always get a lot of sleep on Friday night because it's the weekend, it's beneficial to train a muscle you want to prioritize, like chest, on Saturday, when you're fully rested and can push with maximum intensity. Number 3, when to train the muscle you want to prioritize within the workout. This is super simple. Always start with the muscle you want to prioritize. Order each lift from what you want to prioritize the most to what you want to prioritize the least. And if you don't want to prioritize a certain muscle, for example, on my chest and back day, I don't want to prioritize one or the other, I alternate back and forth. I do a back movement and then a chest movement, and then a back movement and then a chest movement. Number 4, here's a super useful tip that not many people realize. You can use your leg day to train an upper body muscle that's lagging. Why? Because since your upper body is not being trained at all, that muscle you hit is going to be fully fresh. For example, when you hit your back like with lat pull down, you're still indirectly hitting your forearms and your biceps. Which means when you hit your biceps, they're not fully fresh, they're not fully energized. So you're not hitting them with maximum intensity and therefore not maximum growth. So if your biceps are lagging, instead of hitting them after back, you can hit them on one of your leg days when they're way more fresh. And you can do this with a lot of muscles. I've done with biceps, lateral delts, and so on. Number 5, your split does not have to fit perfectly into a week. Whenever I explained my split of having 8 days, everyone got so confused when I said day 8. But your muscles don't know what day of the week it is. There's no reason it has to fit into a week. But it can be convenient to fit your split into a week to know when your rest days are. For example, if your busiest day is Monday, you can make your rest day always on Monday. And it can be good to know which lift is which day. For example, when I'm in rugby season, I make sure my rest day is always on Saturday, which is game day. And I make sure I don't train legs for a few days leading up to game day. But if you don't need to be on a specific schedule, there's no need to make sure it fits into a week. Number 6, if you want to prioritize arm growth, you should have a dedicated arm day. This is one of the only problems with push-pull legs. I love push-pull legs, but I saw significant arm growth. My arms blew up when I switched to doing Arnold split sometimes, which is chest and back one day, shoulders and arms another day, and legs the other day. Having a dedicated arm day means training each muscle of the arm fresh. For example, hitting triceps fresh instead of training them after you've already hit them indirectly with chest press. I've heard some people say, oh, you could just train triceps first on push day. But isolating your triceps before hitting a chest press movement is just likely not ideal, as you'll not be benching nearly as much as you should be, and therefore not hitting your chest as well as you could. There are many ways to prioritize arm growth as you've seen throughout this video, but the most simple and effective way to do it is just have a dedicated arm day within your split. The Arnold split isn't perfect, of course. Training chest and back the same day isn't ideal for both of those since they're both big muscles, but it's definitely worth incorporating if you want to prioritize arm growth. Number 7, enjoyment matters. Yes, you obviously shouldn't pick a split entirely based on what's most fun to you, but it is important that you genuinely enjoy it. That'll keep you more consistent with going to the gym, and part of the reason of going to the gym is to have fun. This is why I include variation of 6 different days. You obviously don't want too much variation of having 20 different days because you want progressive overload of doing the same or similar routines. But I like a little bit more variation than just push-pull legs or just the same upper lower repeated. It keeps things different for me, it keeps things a little more fun, and there are other ways to incorporate enjoyment. For example, if there are certain muscles you love getting a good pump together for physique photos, like maybe lats and shoulders look very wide, then you can do that. Or if you want to spread out the muscles you like to hit so that each day you're hitting one of your favorite muscles, then you can do that too. But the idea is have some fun with your split. Number 8, switch up the order of your routines if you don't want to completely prioritize one muscle over another. For example, for a while I did hamstrings first on one leg day and quads first on the other leg day. This ensures you're naturally prioritizing one muscle over the other each day and keeping balance. Number 9, at least one rest day. Rest days matter. How many rest days you do and when you do them depends on your split, obviously. But you should be having at least one actual rest day per week. You can and should be active. You can do cardio, go for a walk, train muscles you usually don't train like forearms or abs, but it shouldn't be a full length, full intensity lift. Your body needs to recover. And number 10, there's no perfect split. Each one has pros and cons, and everyone has different genetics, different genetic strengths, and different genetic weaknesses. And people have different goals for what their dream physique looks like. Some want more muscle, some want less. Some people want to emphasize certain muscles to look a certain way. Other people want to emphasize every muscle equally. Some people want to prioritize great pumps and variation, and some people don't. And since no split is perfect and each have their pros and cons, don't be afraid to experiment, adapt, and change it up as you go. To be clear, you should not constantly change your split. This makes it hard to progressively overload. However, if a split is not working for you, or if you've done it for a while and want to prioritize a different muscle now, don't be afraid to change it up. I'll be posting my updated split and routine I'm doing on the cut soon, with exact routines for every day, the sets, the reps, the exercises, everything, as well as some tips and advice for every muscle. I really hope this video helped you. Please like, subscribe, comment if you have any questions, comment what videos you want to see next, and stay locked in because we're all headed to the top together. Let's get huge.